Hey everyone, welcome back to a new episode. Today we're gonna have a look at the World Cup draw. So it came out last week, so a bit late to the party, but I think there's some interesting groups here and some potential interesting matchups going forward as well. So yeah, we have Julian joining us after a long absence to bring some much needed objectivity to the show.
Always,
And
always.
as always, we have Jake. Well,
Hi. That's good because Julian's country is potentially part of this first group, right? So it's right on topic.
it's true. It's true. Starting out with a bang. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll start with this one. Honestly, I think this is going to be like a really competitive group. I think if I look at the potential four qualifiers, as much as I want to say that Denmark are favorites in this group, I actually think Mexico a very decent team. Korea as well. I think Korea is like one of the better teams in Asia. And so I would still expect Denmark to get through, especially if there's going to be, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but like best third place is also going to proceed into the knockouts. So if that's the case, I mean, I definitely don't expect Denmark or any of these teams qualifying from Europe to finish bottom, if I'm being completely honest. Um, but yeah, honestly, I think this will be a competitive group. I think there'll be some great games. And yeah, a good way to get the World Cup started. Pablo, Jake.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think the first game of this World Cup is going to be Mexico against South Africa. So kind of the reverse fixture of the 2010 World Cup, which was obviously held in South Africa. So no, I think it'll be interesting. It's a bit hard to realize what the matchups are going to be later on because of the fact that 32 teams are going to go through out of 48. But I think it's an interesting group to kick it off. What do you think, Jake?
Yeah, I was gonna say the first thing I thought when I saw this group was the 2010 match and the goal from Tshabalala, the goal for South Africa, goal for all Africa, iconic
Mm.
moment. So hopefully we'll get maybe a repeat of that in this opening match, maybe for Mexico this time. Either way, that was a great World Cup. So it's a funny matchup. But overall, I actually agree with both of you. I think this is going to be a very competitive group. I'm quite curious. Presumably Denmark will qualify. You know, you never know. There might be a world where they don't, but um, Mexico has been strong in North America slash CONCACAF. I mean, they always are. They're always very good. Like Julian said, Korea is one of the best Asian teams. I think outside of Japan and Iran, they're probably the strongest one right now, right? So it'll be curious to see how far they go. Maybe with Sun Heung-min at the helm and playing in the MLS, maybe that'll have some kind of impact. But yeah, it'll be a fun group for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Let's
Nice.
move on to Group B then. So that's the group that Italy might be in, assuming that we're able to qualify. I think it was quite a lucky draw for any of the European teams that go through in that section. I mean, it's obviously Canada from pot one. It could have been a lot worse, and from pot two, Switzerland. Switzerland's quite a decent team, but I fancy Italy's chances, assuming they manage to qualify against any of these teams. I mean, I know that Switzerland did beat Italy in the Euros in 2024, but I feel like that was more of a one-off than anything else. So,
Dude,
so
I
I
don't know if
don't
I
know,
agree.
man. I
I
don't know.
was I was gonna say it might be a stray shout, but I could honestly, maybe this will age poorly. Who knows? I'm saying this on December 10th, 2025, but I think there's a chance that Switzerland top this group, man. Switzerland are actually not a bad team. I think they've got a good squad. They have a couple aging players that were quite good at the 2024 Euros. Might not be in peak form anymore, but I see them as one of the stronger competitors in this group. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I was just gonna say that I think Bosnia have an outside chance of beating Italy in the playoff final. And honestly, I think Wales also decent. I will
no, I
say,
mean, they definitely have a chance.
listen. I'm saying Italy are the favorites. I'm just saying that I wouldn't completely wipe or consider them to have a smooth path because this is playoff football. Anything can happen. In the same way, as much as I'm confident Denmark can get through, you never know, right? Um, yeah, Macedonia wasn't built in a day. So that's yeah, my thoughts. But yeah, honestly, not much to say about this group. I think yeah, Qatar, Switzerland, Canada. Um, yeah, would expect the European teams to qualify.
Qatar's been pretty good for one, like I think it's been one of the best Middle Eastern countries, no? Like as far as the Middle Eastern countries go outside of Iran,
Yeah,
right? It's been
it's
the
true.
strongest.
It is true.
Um,
Yeah, but I still don't see them going very far, to be honest.
yeah,
But
if you
32 teams are qualifying from the 48. I would put them over New Caledonia.
I'm gonna be honest though, if Italy does manage to qualify, which, I like joke about it and I've joked about it a lot, I'd still like to see them at the World Cup. I think they're an important historic like football country and it'd be good to see them after two missed ones in a row. But for me, if they do qualify, they gotta finish at least second. I mean, like if they don't finish second in this group at the
Yeah,
minimum, that would be
major
yeah, that would
questions.
be pretty bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
But
I
it
could see
wouldn't
them
be surprising,
dominating.
right? I think it wouldn't be surprising if they win the group. It wouldn't be surprising if they lose the group. Like that's, I think
I
Italian
would be
football,
pretty
and that's
surprised if
how,
they
yeah.
came fourth. That would be pretty surprising to
Well, that's
me.
speaking from an Italian perspective, but from a neutral, from an objective perspective, I think, yeah. But anyways, that's Group B. Now, honestly, on to Group C, which I think is going to be a crack of a group.
Dude,
Brazil,
but let's
Morocco, Scotland,
in
and Haiti.
in the nicest way possible. And obviously, Brazil and Morocco are actually two very strong teams. I mean, Morocco obviously made that super deep run last year
Yeah,
where they lost to us, but they
yeah.
were very good in their games before that, beating Portugal, yeah, I don't remember.
Spain.
Yeah, exactly, Spain before that.
Yeah.
Um, but let's be real here. I like is in the nicest way possible. Is Haiti going to lose every game in this group? Like
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I
no
think
doubt.
so.
It's gonna be, I think Scotland, they have a decent team. But yeah, do
Scott
I see them beating
McTominay.
Morocco and Brazil? Probably not. I think a draw would be a great result. And then, between Brazil and Morocco, if either of them beat each other, and that I think that's going to be a very pivotal game. It's also the first game of the group. Um, but I think it's if Scotland can, yeah, obviously beat Haiti, get a draw against both teams, honestly, there's possibility to come out of this group. I don't know about you. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, well, what do you think, Pablo? I think there's a chance, like, also they could benefit from potentially picking up a win against Haiti, and then if Brazil and Morocco draw, for example, Scotland could come through as like a
Yeah,
well-placed third place team as well. I could see
yeah,
that.
I agree. No, for sure they could. I mean, 4 points should be enough to get you in as a third place team as well.
yeah.
So that that should be fine. I mean, Haiti, I think they'll probably concede double-digit goals in their 3 matches. So,
Double digit. Jesus Christ, bro.
but like within the like from all 3 games put together, right? So,
Yeah,
I
I
think
do
you're
think it's
ruling out the potential of gang threat that
I
Haiti offer onto other teams if they try to score double digits. I think if there's double digits, there's going to be insurgencies in
I mean,
Brazil and
do you
Morocco.
think that the thing that Haiti will have going for them? I'm not sure where their games are played, but there's a huge Haitian community in the United States. So if their games are in like Miami or something, that would be they'll have a lot of the home
that's
support.
true.
Yeah,
That's really true. I'm gonna be honest though, like and Julian Pablo and I were talking about this the other day. I was saying, while I'm happy with the World Cup expansion and it's going to be cool to see some of these like outside countries participate, the statistics for like World Cup stats, especially as it pertains to goals and assists, are going to get so inflated, man. I was telling
yeah,
Pablo like I
they
feel a
are.
little bad, like not like I feel bad for him, but someone like Mbappe, right, who's on track to
Yeah,
beat Klose's record, I
yeah,
think he's going to be hurt by this expansion. Like I could honestly see Brazil beating Haiti like 7-0 and
yeah.
a Brazilian winger like Vinicius picking up three goals, that could fully happen.
Yeah, no, I
Bro,
agree.
fucking what's his face? Fucking who's the Esteval? I can see him in double hat trick for us,
So
man.
let's also put some respect on Haiti's name. I mean, it's not the first time they made the
Bro, you
World
were just
Cup.
the one to say
They
I would
Haiti
Yeah,
made the
exclude
World Cup in
double digits, bro.
1974. Let's not forget that Haiti made the World Cup before Denmark did historically. So,
I
Oh
that's
mean,
my God,
an
bro. Jesus
important
Christ. All right, let's wait till
moment in
see if
history.
Italy can
so
qualify. Yeah, but anyways, okay. Wait, I was also gonna say maybe we should do like predictions for each group, like to round off the discussion. I predict Brazil, Morocco, Scotland, Haiti. That's my prediction.
I
Pablo?
I agree with that prediction.
Yeah, I think that's good. Yeah.
It's the safe bet. We'll need to make a couple rogue shots as well, but
Yeah, it's true. All right. USA, baby. Um, anyone want to kick this one off?
Yeah, I mean, the United States, the team of Donald Trump and everyone else, for the most recent FIFA Peace Prize winner, of course. And no, I think I mean the US has one of the best teams they've had in their history. I mean, I think maybe their team in the early 2000s was slightly better relative to the others around the world, but they have a strong chance definitely of getting out of the group. I'm not sure how much more they can do. This group will depend a lot on the team that comes out of the European playoff, though, because if Turkey makes it through, I think they're heavy favorites to top this group. Turkey is a pretty good team right now.
yeah.
If other teams like Romania, Slovakia, Kosovo, I'm not so sure about, to be honest. I'm not sure that they'll have the same level of strength going up against these other teams. I don't know much about Paraguay these days, so I can't really comment too much on them. But if Turkey makes it through, I see them topping it with the US a close second.
Paraguay, so Paraguay did pretty well, if I'm remembering correctly, for like relative to their standards and relative obviously to competing with Argentina, Brazil, Uruguay, and all of those. I think they
Yeah,
finished like around mid placements in the CONMEBOL qualifiers.
yeah,
Um, I do
Yeah.
think this is a very nice group for the US, to be honest. Like I
yeah,
think I don't know,
100%.
I don't want to start any conspiracy theories. Who
No,
knows how these
facts.
draws are chosen,
Yeah,
but I think the US is very like not certainly, but I think the US can definitely finish second in this group for sure, even first, depending on the European team that goes through.
yeah.
And like Pablo said, they've got a good squad. They've got a lot of good young players. They've had some trouble. I mean, Pochettino's actually come under some criticism for a lot of the qualification games that were happening for CONCACAF. But yeah, it'll
Well,
be
I
cool to
mean,
see.
they played friendlies, right? Because they were already in the World Cup.
Yeah. But what I mean is the matches in the CONCACAF like Federation
Oh,
Cup
okay. Yeah, yeah.
in the last like year or so. They've had some poor results, but it'll be cool seeing the USA face off against Australia. Maybe there will be some Aussie versus USA beef that
It's silly,
Yeah.
happens.
man. The English rejects, bro. The English rejects derby,
I,
man. It's gonna be a
I
good
think
one.
they were pretty bad in the Copa America as well in
Yeah, they were.
2024. I think they didn't make it out of the group stage. So it's a rocky start for Pochettino, but we'll see what he's made of when it comes to June.
Predictions.
I would say it really depends for me on the European team. If Turkey makes it through, I would say Turkey first, US second, Paraguay third, Australia fourth. If any of the other teams go through, I think the US tops it, and
Yeah.
Paraguay maybe comes second even.
I'm gonna say a rogue Socceroos. Socceroos first, USA second, Paraguay third.
I mean,
And you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna say Turkey fourth. Or any of the European teams, bro. Fuck it, man. That's Socceroos, bro. They're gonna kangaroo these motherfuckers out of here, man.
my only thing with this with Turkey, and Pablo probably remembers this, but I remember at the 2021 Euros, I had Turkey as this dark horse, and I kept saying Turkey's a dark horse. It's a sleeper pick. They're gonna do so well, and they were so disappointing. So I'd been burned on Turkey predictions before. So for that alone, I'm putting them second. I'm saying if they go through, I'm saying they'll be second. I expect the US to top the group, to be honest. And then you know
Yeah,
what? Like maybe Australia. They've got World Cup experience. Tim Cahill, the icon. Maybe they'll finish third and Paraguay fourth.
Nice. All right. Now we have Group E.
yeah. I mean, Germany's gonna pump Curacao like 11-0.
Yeah,
Pump is
But
yeah,
crazy. What do you mean pump?
I agree.
I
Like double
I
double digits.
Ecuador's actually been really good in the CONMEBOL qualifiers. Now, I think the CONMEBOL qualifiers are an absolute joke, to be honest. The fact that you can lose 6 or 7 games and still go through to the World Cup is, yeah, I'm not a fan of that at all. But that being said, I think Ecuador came second or third, I believe, in that group. So they've been pretty good. they have some good players. I mean, they have Pacho from
Caicedo.
PSG, for example, and some other good players as well.
Caicedo, no? No.
Caicedo, obviously, as
Yes,
well. Yeah, I mean,
I say that.
I can see them doing well. I
Yeah.
don't think they can get close to Germany. I think Germany will top the group pretty handily.
Yeah.
And the
Cool.
Ivory Coast has some decent players, but they don't have the squad that they used to have from the late 2000s, early 2010s. So I'm gonna say Germany, Ecuador, Cote d'Ivoire, and then Curacao with like a minus 20 goal difference.
I'm going for a Dick Advocat masterclass, and I think Curacao are going to get a result against Ivory Coast. I don't know. I feel it. I feel it. On that presence, I mean, yeah, I really agree with what you said, Pablo. I think Germany, Ecuador are obviously favorites. Honestly, the thing is, I think expectations are going to be on Germany. So maybe that could play into the hands of Ecuador. I think if Ecuador bring the physicality commonly associated with Latin American football, then maybe yeah, they could get a decent result there. So I'm gonna say Germany, Ecuador, Curacao, Ivory Coast.
Wow. Well, fair enough. I agree with Pablo. I think Germany's gonna obliterate this group. I think they're gonna rack up a lot of goals and go into the knockouts very confident. I'd say Germany first. Ecuador's been very good. I get where Pablo's coming from with this criticism of the South American qualifiers. It's very fair with the way it's decided. With that said, Ecuador, I think, are like second overall. They've been doing really well. The only team that's been more in form is Argentina. So I'm going to place them second for that reason. Ivory Coast third. Could see them squeaking out draw maybe against Ecuador and a win against Curacao being a strong third place team, but I think Curacao is losing all three games. I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah, I think Nick Baltimore will have 5 goals in the group stage.
Do you think he's gonna be the nailed
What's
on
the
starter for
distribution?
Germany?
I would say so, yeah.
Could be.
All right, now we go to Group F.
This is a banging group, by the way. This is like
Yeah,
a really
Yeah,
good
it's
group.
pretty even. I mean, I think the Netherlands definitely have the edge. They've been pretty good
yeah.
recently. Not a big fan of Koeman, but still, you got to give him his props. I mean, I think irrespective of what European team makes it through, unless it's Albania, so the other 3 teams, I think will make the fight for second really close. But I do think the Netherlands will top it. Maybe, I mean, Sweden's actually been really poor
I was
recently.
gonna say, man, they've
But they
been
do have players like Isak and Gyökeres who can turn it on potentially at some point, even though they haven't done it recently.
yeah.
But if Poland is quite a solid team, in my opinion, so I think if they make it through, it could be interesting. I mean, Japan's always okay at the World Cup. So yeah, I mean Japan for me, they always do kind of well. They make it through the group stage, but then they kind of lose in the first round after the group stage. So I expect that that trend will continue. I mean, their team's also decent. It's not by any means their best team, but
Kubo, bro, Kubo.
I
I'll defer to Jake because I know he's a big fan of Japan and Japanese players.
No, it's not about that. I actually disagree though. I think this is the best Japanese team in a while. They've been very good. They were extremely solid in the Asian qualifiers, but even in like, and I know Pablo will say these are friendlies, but they've been very solid in the friendlies they've played in like the last, what, 6 months. I mean, they beat Brazil 3-2. That was a pretty significant win. They beat Ghana, they beat Bolivia. Um, they've been solid, and I also think apart from Takefusa Kubo, who actually yeah, he's been good. He has a lot of competition for that spot. They have a lot of really good players. Ayase Ueda is their striker. He's actually been very good for their national team. And then the man at the helm, I was going to say has been very good, is Daichi Kamada, who I fully actually expected last summer to make a big transfer move and hasn't. Anyways, I think they'll be solid. Obviously, the Netherlands have a very good team. Uh, Tunisia, I don't know as much about. I can't really comment on, but yeah, I think Japan could top this group, man. That's my rogue prediction. I could see them finishing first and finishing above the Netherlands.
Do you think just this Japan team is better than the team with your idol, Hitoshi Nakata?
It's a very different team, very different squad. I think there's more depth in the current team for sure, but they don't have a star-studded player as good as Hidetoshi Nakata, of course.
Yeah, I mean, he was a pretty good mid-table player in the Serie A back in the day.
Dude, he's a
But
Roma icon, so you got to put some respect on his name.
I don't think it'll go that far. I think there's no way they top the group. Like I think I'll make a 10-euro bet with you right now that they finish
Oh,
below the
yeah,
Netherlands.
I'll take that bet. We'll see what happens. I mean, again, it's a rogue shout. Like I'm definitely, it's a unpopular opinion. I think they've been very solid in the Asian qualifiers. I think they've arguably been the best team in Asia the last 2 years. Like Iran is very good as always, but I really think Japan is coming to this World Cup to redeem themselves a bit.
I mean, they did pretty well in the last World Cup. They got out of a group that had Spain and Germany in it,
Yeah, they got out of the group of death. I do
and they
remember.
came first, I think, right?
Did they come first in that?
I
I'm
don't
pretty
think
sure,
so.
yeah.
I think they came second.
Oh, well, either way, they got through that really hard group. I don't think they're beating the Netherlands though. Like I think, yeah, but we'll see. What do you think, Julian?
No, no further thoughts, actually. I think you guys covered that pretty well, so I'm gonna defer to the experts there. But
Yeah.
all right, now we have ah ah ah.
Yeah, I've seen an
Back off.
interesting fact about this group. Apparently, they chose one game to be like a game
Hey, I
for
saw
game
that.
pride,
Hey.
and it's Iran against Egypt. So
Well,
that's
they
an
didn't choose it.
interesting
They
choice.
didn't choose they like it was always going to be this fixture. It just so happened that Egypt and Iran fell into the slots for
Yeah,
this fixture,
Well,
which
so
because
some misfortune
it's
there.
Pride Month in June as well, right? So that's part of the
yeah.
Yeah, it's just
So
unfortunate that it's that specific game. Maybe
on the
the
I
contrary,
don't
dude, it's
I
not unfortunate
disagree.
at all, man. I think it's a great opportunity for Egypt and Iran to, perhaps
yeah,
I'm gonna be honest without getting too political. Everyone in 2022 was preaching about respect the host culture and like
yeah,
that was a huge narrative online from a
yeah,
very loud vocal group on a
yeah,
certain side of the political spectrum. So I think
yeah.
if you're going to respect the host culture, you got to apply it on all ends. So I think they just got to deal with it, man. I think it's
Facts, man.
no, of
Honestly,
course. I mean, I'm
what is
not saying they shouldn't deal with it. I mean, I'm just saying it's interesting that it's that game, like not the countries with the best record in that specific environment. But I think Iran's a pretty solid team. Egypt, it'll be interesting to see how Salah is playing at that point in time. But Belgium, honestly, shell of their former self. So it's a difficult one to call for me. I
I
think
mean, dude, the
they're
thing is, I would just cut you off and say, even if they're a shell of for themselves, I can't see them not getting out of this group. I'd be really surprised if they
No, they'll
don't.
get out of the
they'll get
group, but I
out.
don't think they'll be. I mean, they didn't get out of the group stage in 2022, for example, and
Yeah.
their team was better than it is now, in my
But
opinion.
look at I mean, come on, man. You're talking about New Zealand, Egypt, and Iran. I know Jake's been going on about how Iran's been
No,
quality.
they'll definitely get through. I just think I think Iran might top this group, to be
Iran's a
honest.
very good team. Like I said, it's been the best team in Asia for a while now. I mean, that could happen, but Belgium, man, I still see them finishing first, to be honest, even if they have not the best current squad. I think this will be
Yeah.
definitely the last dance for Thibaut Courtois and Kevin De Bruyne, but yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to see if De Bruyne is fit though, because he's been injured quite a lot this year.
That's true. So then are we going what? We're going Belgium, Iran, Egypt, New Zealand then?
I would say so. Yeah, I think New Zealand's gonna get waxed.
Yeah, I would agree with that ranking.
Yeah.
They only made it to the World Cup because now Oceania has
Oceania.
a guaranteed spot.
Yeah, that's wild to be fair. All right. I really like this group, if I'm being honest. I really like this group. Like when I was watching the pod, I was like, this is gonna be a good group because
This is a cool group.
This
Another
is a cool
strong
group.
contender for a 10-0, in my opinion. Spain,
it
Cape
took
Verde.
oh bro, honestly, Cabo Verde, man. I think they have a chance, bro. Like Curacao, brothers in arms.
I don't think they have a shot. I think Spain's winning this group with at least a plus 10 goal difference.
I hate to say it, but I agree with Pablo. Yeah.
Plus 10.
I hate to say it because I would love to see Cape Verde or Cabo Verde do well, but they got really unlucky, man. They might have been one of the most unlucky like smaller
Facts.
nations
Yeah.
Because Saudi, I mean, apart from Spain, who are obviously good, and Uruguay, who are historically a great team and a great World Cup team,
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia has also been like quite good. So they got they got really unlucky here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think Uruguay doesn't have a stronger team as they have in previous editions, to be honest.
No,
I mean, I
definitely
don't
not.
know that many players that play for them that are in top clubs in European leagues. So I
Yeah.
don't think it's I don't think it's super clear cut they'll come second. For me, Spain's gonna come first for sure. I think they're also one of the favorites to win the final tournament.
Yeah.
And then we'll see like second place. I think Uruguay will probably edge it just because they do have solid players and they have a great tradition. And I'm sure they'll be followed by a lot of fans up to the US, Mexico,
Yeah.
and Canada, wherever they play. But yeah, I think Cabo Verde, as much as it would be a cool story for them to get out of the group, I think their chances are pretty slim, to be honest.
Yeah.
They'll be lucky to get a point, but we'll see.
I was gonna say though, I actually slightly disagree on the point about the Uruguay players. I mean, I definitely agree that the squad isn't as strong as some that we've seen, 10 years ago, and such. But Valverde, obviously, he plays as an incredible midfielder. You've got Jimenez, who's very good. Who knows? Maybe Darwin Nunez will be solid in the World Cup. Ronaldo Araujo has been shaky to say the least in the nicest way possible this season, but that's still even just those players like
Yeah.
outside
Yeah.
of Spain, I can't think of a single player on Saudi that's better than any of those guys,
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
And
Yeah.
I don't know a single player from Cabo Verde, so I can't really comment too
Me
much.
neither.
Yeah. Same here. But
But Spain beat Costa Rica 7-0 in 2022, so I think a 7 or 8-0 is coming here.
And they still didn't
let's
win the
see.
group.
Yeah, I agree with those rankings. Now on to, I didn't know that two two countries could be drawn against themselves.
But
Like I thought it's like it's basically
I'm gonna stop. I'm
Senegal
gonna
against
stop you right here.
it's like against Senegal, no?
I'm not even going to acknowledge that statement because this is a trigger
But I was gonna
topic.
say, I think this group, honestly, I think it's gonna be a pretty competitive group between France, Senegal, and Norway. I think Senegal is one of the top teams in Africa. Um, Norway had a great qualifying run. Obviously, Holland was insane, 16 goals in 8 games. And France, again, one of the heavy contenders to win. Um, yeah, the qualifier here, no shot. I don't see them any of these teams finishing anywhere but fourth, if I'm being completely honest. Because that's Iraq as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no shot. Honestly, I think it's going to be a really competitive group. I'd probably argue the closest thing we have to a group of death in the World Cup this far. So yeah, predictions. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a close one, but I'll say France, Norway, Senegal, and Bolivia, Suriname, or Iraq.
Okay, interesting. I was gonna say just to grab it by the horns here. I think I would go a step further than your statement, Julian. I think this is the most competitive group, like definitively for me. My first reaction, of course, like anyone who has their country competing in the World Cup, right? When the
Yeah,
groups come out and are coming out, you're looking to see where you're ending up. And when I
yeah,
saw this full draw for us, I was like, I'm still confident we'll make it through for sure in either like first or second place. But I was, thinking to myself, this is the hardest group I've seen. Norway, we've spoken about, have been phenomenal. I mean, scored like 32 goals in their qualifying games with Holland contributing 16 of those. I could see a world where like I genuinely think there's a chance we lose to Norway. Like our we've sometimes had a shaky defense in our qualifying matches. There's a world where we still top the group by beating Senegal and either Bolivia, Suriname, or Iraq, but we lose to Norway. Yeah. Anyways,
Yeah, I mean, I think Norway is, for me, it's the new Belgium. So what Belgium was in 2014 when they burst onto the scene, like they have some exciting young players, a good team. Obviously, top the group with Italy, beat us 7-1 over 2 legs, which I don't know if that speaks more highly of Norway or more lowly of Italy, but I guess we'll find out. I think they're a strong contender to go through here. I do think France will probably top the group, but
yeah.
I don't know, Norway, I mean, Erling Haaland has 55 goals in 48 games for Norway. Like, there's no discounting him at this level. He's never been alive to see Norway play in a tournament, so he's going to have all the motivation that someone can have to perform well. So, I don't know. I think Senegal pretty solid as well. Maybe a bit over their peak of 2022, 2023, but I think they'll definitely at least come third. I think whoever comes out of that fourth spot will come last. If Suriname comes through, I do think that they'll have a minus 15 goal difference. But we'll have to see how that goes.
You just made me realize you're right. Senegal are actually past their prime players being at their peaks, right? Like Sadio Mane is obviously way past his peak. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one for them.
Koulibaly, one of the
Koulibaly,
greatest
yeah, way
feats as a
past his peak as
defender.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I wouldn't be shocked if Norway tops the group though. And that's also this group kind of reminds me of the less positive things of the World Cup enlargement. I think it's a shame that we're losing these groups of death more frequently. I mean, we
yeah,
have this one, but other than this
100%.
one, you
Yeah,
can pretty much pick two teams that are going to go through and all the others.
yeah,
I think it's a shame because it decreases the jeopardy of the group stage significantly.
it
Even if
is.
you have two really poor games, you could still squeak in with one win, which I
Yeah,
think is maybe not the most deserving, but
I agree.
it's a trade-off at the end of the day. So
Yeah. No, nice, exciting one. Exciting one. Get it because it's Group I. But anyways, all right. Next, oh, we have a Group J, three A's, one J. Anyone want to kick this one off?
Yeah, I'll kick this one off. I think this is gonna be a weird group. How do I explain this? I think this is a very favorable draw for Messi. I don't know. Again, not re stoking the flames for the FIFA accusations, but I think Argentina stomp their way to the top of this group easily. The question is who's going to finish second for me? I think the first and fourth are definitely that we see right now in that list are going to be in their respective places. The question is Algeria good enough to finish above Austria? And I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think you're discounting Austria a little bit. Austria is a decent team. Like they're pretty
But
solid. They topped the group at the Euros over a certain French nation, if
that's
I
what, but
recall
that's
correctly.
But I said I'm not sure if Algeria can top Austria. That's
But
what I'm
I
saying.
think Austria could. I mean, they could give Argentina a hard time. That's my argument. Like I
You're
think
saying there's no
they're a
question
good
that they'll
team.
be above Algeria.
No,
Algeria is a weird team though because they're pretty good.
they've been
They
very good
went
at
on a
World
th
Cups.
what?
They've been very good at some World Cups, like the
Yeah.
2014. But yeah,
Yeah, well, they also went on like a 35 game unbeaten streak a couple of years ago, and they were close to beating Italy's record. They ended up not winning it, not beating it, but they're a pretty solid team. They've underperformed in the last African Cup of Nations. It'll be interesting to see how they do in the 2026 iteration. But I think I see Argentina and Austria pretty closely matched to top that group, potentially. Argentina doesn't always start very strongly. Look at in 2022 they lost against Saudi, for example. I think Algeria will make it through as one of the third place teams, and I think Jordan will be lucky if they can draw a game, but I think they'll probably lose all three.
Yeah. Honestly, I think so too. For some reason, I have this inclination that Algeria is going to finish second, but honestly, maybe I just don't know enough about Austria. But yeah, definitely Argentina winning the group, Algeria, Austria second, and Jordan number four.
I think
All
this
right.
is one of those groups that could definitely have three teams coming out of it, though, right?
Yeah,
Like you could
that's for
see a
sure.
couple draws, some wins farmed against Jordan. So
It's like
yeah,
that
Yeah.
that Haiti group.
yeah.
All right. Group K. Unbelievable, man. And when I saw this, I was like, dude, Ronaldo is definitely okay. To be fair, Colombia is gonna be a little bit. I can't see Portugal finishing third. Like they're definitely gonna get second at least
No,
there.
they'll go through for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, Colombia's a good team. They made it to the final of the Copa America. They could have won it. They had some chances to win that tournament.
Yeah,
They have I mean they have players like Luis Diaz, right? I don't know if James will still play or if he's already kind of retired from the national team. I'm sure he'll come
yeah.
out for last roll of the dice. Portugal is a very good team, but I don't know. I just never truly believe in them. They always underperform at the World Cup. And Uzbekistan, I don't know much about them. They have an ex-Roma player, Eldor Shomurodov, up front, and they're coached by Cannavaro, so I kind of hope they do well. And then fourth team, I'm not sure what COD is. Um, I know that the other
Is it?
teams are Jamaica
It
and
couldn't be
New
Comoros, right?
Caledonia.
It can't be Comoros, right?
I don't think so.
No.
Maybe it's the DRC. I think it might be the DRC as
Oh
the
yeah, I think it is. I
fourth
think it is.
team.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I think you're right.
But yeah, if New Caledonia gets through, they're going to be a strong candidate for a minus 15 goal difference or worse. And
Yeah.
Jamaica, I still think they'll come last. And then the DRC would be a bit more interesting because they actually have a pretty solid team, if that is that team, which I'm not sure it is. I think it is though. And yeah, we'll just have to see how it goes. But I could see either Portugal or Colombia topping it, but I'll probably edge Portugal for now.
Yeah, I agree. I've been trying to find a New Caledonia flag, but I can't find it. I don't think this is it, but
I don't think so. I mean, it's not a sovereign nation though. It's part of
no,
France.
no, exactly, exactly. But yeah, my money's on New Caledonia making it through the qualifiers, pulling off a massive upset. But yeah, we'll see, probably not. But, now we had this. I was like, man, I was really happy about this. To be fair, what is my mouth? Oh yeah, this group here, man, I think is going to be a crack of a group. If I'm being honest, and when I saw this live, I was like, dude, England deserve this. Um, yeah, dude, I just think it's going to be a great group. England, Croatia, going to be a great match. I think Ghana are also a great team. Panama is a pretty decent team.
None of
So
them
I
have been
think
good.
all around these matchups are just going to be great. And obviously, banking on football not coming home. So hoping for
That's
some
the hope.
upsets. But yeah, I think it's going to be a great group. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think this is the second hardest group outside of the France and Norway group. I England, maybe a little unfortunate for them. I still see them qualifying for sure. I totally think there's a world where England finish like second and Croatia comes through first, to be honest. Like that would just be a very England thing to do. And I can see them losing against like Panama and just raging online. Like I feel like that's totally a thing that
Yeah.
could happen. It would be great banter. But yeah, I mean, obviously England and Croatia are the two stars of the show here. Ghana and Panama aren't bad teams at all, but I think those top two will finish first and second for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think it pains me to say it, but I think England's a bit different this year. They went through their entire qualifications campaign without conceding a single goal in eight
Yeah.
games. So they're pretty solid at the back. Thomas Tuchel is a proven knockout manager. So I think England are the real deal this time, and I see them going through top handily. I mean, I think Croatia also always does well at the World Cups. They're definitely past their peak. They'll have a 41-year-old Luka Modric pulling the strings, and they'll have some other decent players, but they're definitely not as good as they were in the late 2010s, early 2020s.
Yeah, I think that England, and to be fair, I'm not discrediting them as a team. I, for the record, think they're one of the favorites to win the entire tournament. They've just historically been a slow starter, right? Like that's
Yeah.
been kind of their MO in multiple international tournaments where they've been slow starters and had tough times in the group stages. Like they lost or drew to Scotland, I remember. They lost to the infamous the Rob Green one that I think that was in the group stages, though I could be wrong.
Is
Anyways,
that yeah, is that
That
Iceland?
was a
That was
draw.
in
They
the
drew
knockout.
against
yeah,
The US.
yeah,
Yeah,
and then I think they have a chance to win the whole tournament. Like I said, they've got an extremely strong squad. I just think they could have a slow start, but once they
yeah.
get the gas going, I think they're, to be honest, like Pablo said, a top three team to win the entire thing, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ghana's decent, but again, they're not really at their peak of that 2010 World Cup where they should
Yeah.
have gone to the semifinal, but were cheated by Luis Suarez.
Yeah.
And Panama, I mean, as much as they've made strides since they last made a World Cup in 2018, I don't really see them being a contender to get out of this group. So I think it'll probably be England, Croatia, Ghana, Panama, depending on how the other third place teams do. Ghana might make it through as a third place team, but I don't see Panama competing for that.
Yeah, honestly, I'd probably say I'll say Croatia. No, I'll say Croatia, Ghana, England, Panama, just on the off chance that England show. Because again, as Jake said, it's kind of like Italy. I wouldn't be surprised if they finish first. I also low-key wouldn't be surprised if they finish third or even fourth. Like it's just their
Uh,
yeah, tournament flow is just so unpredictable. And like you can't base it off of their qualifying because they always steamroll their qualifying campaign. So I mean, yeah, I'll go Croatia, Ghana, England, Panama. I don't know. What do you think, Jake?
it's pretty
Um,
outrageous.
like I said, England could be a slow starter, and I could see them finishing second in this group. My logical brain tells me they'll finish first and that they'll be like good. With Croatia finishing second, followed by Ghana and then Panama. But again, this is one of those ones where I don't feel strongly about it. I'm not going to make the prediction, but we could see England finishing second and then going on to go very deep into the World Cup.
Yeah.
And with that, we have finished the groups. Um, so yeah, I don't know. Do you guys have anything else to say?
I've got a one outside question because the thing is that every World Cup and everyone knows, what makes them part of what makes them so entertaining is how unpredictable they are and the upsets that happen, the Cinderella stories that you sometimes see. Out of all these teams, and all of these predictions, who do you think will be, let's say, the best performing underdog? Do you have any predictions on the specific country that you think not necessarily they'll go like far, maybe they'll just have some crazy games, have some high performance, but who do you think is going to punch above their weight class, so to speak?
I'll say it before Pablo because I was gonna say it before he said it, but honestly, hold on, give me 1 second. I'm gonna, I'm gonna send with an effect. I think it's gotta be. Where is this? Hold on, hold on, hold on. Norway. Honestly, I really think they're gonna go far. I think with Holland, they have a great midfield as well, and honestly, they've just been really strong over qualifying, and I feel like they have a point to prove after 28 years of not being in the World Cup. So yeah, I don't know whether I'd go as far as to say that they're the new Belgium because I think if you look like on paper, Belgium's team was absolutely stacked. But I mean, honestly, if Holland continues his qualifying form and has that chip off the shoulder to well that he plays with, then yeah, honestly, I could see them being a bit of a dark horse.
What do you think, Pablo?
I think I was gonna go Turkey, but that's a bit Eurocentric, and they haven't even qualified yet. But I think Ecuador are gonna have a good tournament. I think they're a decent team. I think they'll adapt quite well to the conditions potentially that are being faced in the Americas. And yeah, I see them solid and maybe even making a round of 16 quarterfinals run, which for them would be pretty impressive.
Yeah. And then the team that I'm gonna choose is the one I spoke about before. I'm gonna say Japan. I think we could see Japan in I think they'll make it out of their group before, potentially topping it. I think we could see them make a run as deep as the round of 16, maybe quarterfinals. But let's see. Let's see how it shakes out. In any case, I can't wait for this World Cup. It feels like it's been a long time since the last one, you know what I mean? I know they're every 4 years, but this one feels like it's been extra long?
Also,
Yeah.
that's just I just want to make a quick shout out that me and Jake actually watched the final together in our apartment in Amsterdam, and yeah, it's a great match, obviously, to witness as a neutral, but
Yeah.
yeah, Jake was perched up on the couch for like 50 minutes after the game.
You saw me at my
Just
worst early.
Just
I
speechless, man, speechless, and rightly so. If I was from either France or Argentina, I wouldn't believe what I just saw. So, props to you for maintaining your composure in such a
And even though that was
Yeah,
heartbreaking, hopefully we get some games and potentially even a final like that again, man. It was the most entertaining final I've seen. So
facts,
yeah.
man.
Thank you everyone for watching. Please drop a like, leave comments if you agree with us, disagree with us, what your unpopular opinions are, rogue shouts. We love to see it and interact with it. And we'll catch you on the next episode.
yeah, definitely. More World Cup content to come as we get closer to the tournament, but this is just a little taster.